Everyone, my name is Todd Cochrane, and you're listening to the 24-hour podcast. We are now hour 11 and 12 minutes into the 24-hour event, and we are at this point in the juncture. Was expecting Jamie Davis from the Podcast Medical Network on. He has not. He does not show, so we're kind of open lines here to the top of the hour. Just had. Oh, hey, I see who's just dialed in.
Oh my goodness!
Hey, welcome back to the show. Did you guys
Hey
get
Todd, how you doing?
good? Did you guys get locked out earlier? Because no one called back when the rest of Leo's shows
Let me
won.
just get my headphones here.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, there we go. And I was just walking by my computer, and I had left the show on from earlier, and I heard you say a guest didn't show up, so I thought I'd call in for just a couple minutes just to thank you, Todd. That was just really great.
Well, I appreciate it. And I don't know what happened to Leo and the crew. I thought everyone else was going to be around for the whole event, but they left too soon.
Well, I'm on the East Coast and everybody else is on the West Coast, so I don't know what happened. But it is a riot with Ustream. I had no video during I had video for the first 2 minutes.
Really?
And then it was out for the rest of the show. If it wasn't that you gave us that phone number to call in, I never would have known what was going on.
Right.
And now that it's down to several hundred people, now, of course, we have video.
Yeah.
So,
And I had given I'd send out those info packets with the very private, I didn't want anybody else to know those phone numbers for those accounts. And, what really kind of surprises me is how many shows didn't show up tonight, or how many shows didn't actually reach out and come in and thank their audience. I appreciate that you were in to do that. It was great.
Oh, well, you know what? When I found out you could vote every day, I thought, the Daily Gizwiz is never going to win because I can't ask people to vote every day, but obviously people cared enough to do it.
Right.
It's just great. Oh, I'm just going to change glasses, my magic glasses. Can you see that there's a reflection in these glasses?
So you got some magic glasses?
Now watch this magic. Now.
Let me guess, you can.
No reflection.
Yeah, I bet you can poke yourself in the eye, can't you?
Wow!
This is something LensCrafters does for $40. They
really?
Can, make your glasses anti-glare proof, so that when I do television shows, I wear these, and somehow the lights bounce off them, and I can still see through them.
Well, that's good.
But anyway, that's one heck of an undertaking. I had no idea it took 45 people to, tally those votes and do all that work.
What we do is we take 2 listeners per category. They don't know who they are, and each get 2 categories. So really there's more people than that looking. So you got 45 people each looking at 2 categories. And then that all that data is brought back into us, and we take their top 20 for each of the individuals. And what it is, it's a formula that we have on a spreadsheet, number of nominations, and then they go look at the websites. They look at stuff like RSS feeds. Is the RSS feed valid? Do they have a contact email address? Do they have a place where you can download the podcast? Just some basic stuff. And if they do, they put a yes mark in the category, and they get so many points for that. So it's a graduated scale, and at the end, we end up getting a list of the top 20 shows that are in the stack, and then they're all assigned a point value. And then we take the number of people that reviews each category, and we kind of merge those together, and it kind of sorts itself out, and that's the way we come up with the top 10 list.
It's just great. It's absolutely great.
But the challenge is some shows get nominated in multiple categories, and they make the top 10 or 15 in each of the categories. And when we have to decide who laterally goes where, and it's, I had to tease Adam Curry because Adam was complaining about being in the general category, but that's where the majority of his nominations came from, was that category. Now, he should have told his people to nominate us in whatever he wanted to be in. and focused on that, because that's what happened. So many shows got nominated all over the spectrum that if they'd have
Oh,
focused,
I see. Oh, that's interesting.
yeah. So
That's
there
yeah.
is a method to the madness. Telling one's audience where to nominate is very important.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it was just super. And again, I thank you for doing this and for making it all happen. And so there's an actual award coming in the
Oh
mail.
yeah, you're going to get a very nice trophy. The trophies did not. I'm going to have to mute this line here and see if that solves that noise. Yeah, it does. There is it's a real nice trophy. It'll be laser engraved. Sadly, they were supposed to be here, but the FedEx truck will deliver them Monday. So I'll have pictures up on the net, and Leo's crew has already provided me your shipping address. So we will have those sent out to you in midweek, and plus, if there was a prize associated with the category, we'll have that put out. They're nice. They're
Perfect.
expensive. They're acrylic, and they're really nice.
It sounds great. And if you know the easy way to remember that it's the Giz Whiz.
The
I know
Giz
you
Whiz.
kept saying
I don't keep why I'm saying the Jizz
just think
Whiz.
Gizmo.
Yeah,
Gizmo.
Gizmo. Yep.
It's short for Gizmo Wizard. So
Yep.
there you go. See?
Someone was asking in Extra Life, how about the mobile phone format winner? That was Appy Slappy who won that.
I see. Well,
So
anyway, I was heading out the door when I heard you say a guest didn't call in, so I thought I'd jump in for a couple minutes. And I was gonna send you an email to thank you, but this is a better way to be able to thank you face to face, as it were.
well, we appreciate
So
it.
yeah. Okay. Take care.
Hey, take care. Aloha.
Okay. Okay. Bye now.
Yep. Hey, I was going to respond to Bob Computer in the actual email, or actually in the chat. Absolutely, the Ohanasaurus is a spin on the Skyposaurus. We didn't want to call it Ohanasaurus, Skyposaurus, because that's Leo's name. That's what Leo came up with. But obviously, the design absolutely unequivocally stole from Leo Laporte's. Not stole. We borrow good ideas. And of course, as everyone that listens to my show on a regular basis, they will know that I have credited Leo multiple times, and the people that listen to my show can confirm that if they're in the chat. But yeah, very it works out nice. It's pure genius on what they did. Now I see we've got Dublin back in the house.
Hey Todd.
Hey, how are you?
So yeah, I just had to be on the same screen as both Todd Cochrane and Dick DiBartolo.
Yeah, you absolutely were.
So I don't know how many people know who Dick DiBartolo is.
Why don't you tell everybody who he is?
Okay, so he writes for this magazine based in New York called Mad Magazine. So himself and Leo Laporte go back a fair bit, from days when Leo Laporte used to be on TV a little bit more often. So I guess it's mainly parody and comedy that is featured in Mad Magazine.
Right. So he's a pretty amazing guy, isn't he?
Oh, he is. He's definitely very funny.
Yep. For
very
those,
entertaining.
yeah, for Andrew Darlow, actually not Andrew, Dylan Combs. Oh yes, we have a TriCaster here, and we are on. I have 6 separate channels dialed into the system, and I can actually bring people for center. And actually, we're even a little more fancy than that on the channel stuff, because we can actually move the camera. We got some point tilt zilt stuff going here, and I can actually show you guys the behind the scenes here of the system. And we can look at the monitors. This is where I look at, and then usually there's an ad there. But does anybody want to take a look around the studio? I'll take everyone on a cruise around the studio here. It's going to get dark here in Honolulu soon, so I'll be able to take down the drapes. And got another person calling in on the Skype line. So if I slide over here and start down here, this machine, oops. That machine there is what's recording all the audio stuff. Got the TriCaster there. And the monitor, of course, where the Ohanasaurus is. This line here is what I feed video to. If I want to put a screen up on the TriCaster, I can do that. And then this is the, obviously, same machine where I run everything. And then this is the machine where I monitor the stream to make sure everything's good. But total operation here, one audio recording machine, one TriCaster, one Windows 7 machine that's running 2 monitors, another laptop running Windows Vista, and then that's about it. That's the scheme of things here. A cable connection, a DSL connection, and a clear connection. So quite a bit of stuff in the studio. But this is a view that we haven't had up much this day just because it's far out. And anyway, we're continuing here with the 24-hour podcast. We're about 7 minutes away from our next guest coming in. And James, I see you dialed in, but I don't see you.
Can you hear me, Todd?
Yeah, I can hear you, James. Welcome to the 24-hour podcast.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Listen, I got booted out.
Did you?
During the big 1,000-viewer rush of the podcast award, so
yeah.
I didn't get to see what happened. So
boy, they killed us, didn't they?
Went well.
I don't think Ustream was prepared for us.
I don't think they knew what was going on.
Well, they were emailed multiple times, and I called, and it's still no one paid attention. So it's I'm not surprised. So anyway, the folks that won tonight, in case you did you hear me go through the list a little while ago?
No, I didn't. I just they just let me back in just a few minutes ago while you had your last guest on.
Yeah, let me just go ahead and put the winners up on Podcast Connect. That way everyone can go over there and look. So let me put a blog post up because I'm going to read through these things 20 more times tonight. I'm waiting for the webmaster over there at Podcast Awards to get the website updated. It's just easier for me to put the list up, and everyone can go look and read them and weep them, I guess. So let me see here. I'm going to make it real easy to do this. Post. And I'll clean the post up later. It's just going to be a list right now, folks, for everyone to look at. 2009 Podcast Awards winners. And I'll just paste this in. Let me make sure it looks okay. Yep, it does. And we'll add, put that in a category. And add a tag. Okay, everybody. It's being published right now. The full list is up at podcastconnect.com if you want to go look at the list. The full list is there. And that'll give you an idea. And you guys can read who won. But, I had a bunch of shows and never showed up for the award ceremony. We reached out to all of them multiple times, and some of them just didn't respond to us. I don't know what's going on. Either their email that they have on their websites is non-functional, they don't read it, or what. But, pretty piss pouring.
That's a shame.
Yeah, pretty piss showing by some shows that, were asking their listeners to show up and vote. And then, some of the shows sent in a bio and said, hey, we can't be there. We're going to... we'll send you the bio. Please express that we're not going to be there. And so, cool.
I mean, that's a sad thing, really. I mean, you have your listeners go ahead and go on and vote for you every day and take time out of their day to vote for you. And
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, someone on the chat, Jamhole, says, we asked for a nomination. We got it, but we never asked people to vote or something like that. Well, I think the thing is we tried last year. What we did is we announced all 20 of the lower categories early, and people were mad at us for doing that. So this year they're going to be mad for us for announcing them all at the same time. But it is what it is. You can't please everyone, and I don't get paid to do this. This just takes a lot of time and energy, and the 45 reviewers, they spent a huge amount of time doing this. So. and we turn everything back over. We don't make no money on this thing. Super Drew True, what is the question? I guess they don't have a question. Oh, how often do you do this show? This annual show I do once a year. It's this is the third year for this, and we do it as a charity event to raise money. This year's charity is Ronald McDonald House. As a matter of fact, let me go back and look at our donations so far and see what we've got. Oh, we've had some come in. Good. Oh, maybe not. Let's see here. Yeah, it's been slow on the donations today for this, which is too bad. So I think we're just a little bit over $200 for donations. The donation link is over at geeknewscentral.com. Yeah, I stay up for the full 24 hours. We have a variety of people come in. There's a schedule at geeknewscentral.com. So if you want to see the schedule of what we've got up, the actual streaming is actually done via cable. The Skype in folks that are on the TriCaster, actually on the Ohanasaurus back here, are dialed in via DSL, and then I monitor the stream via a clear connection. So, did I write Beast? No, you're right, I did. Best video podcast. Okay. We'll clean that up. Update post.
A Toddism in written form.
Yeah, there you go. So I just pulled it out of a draft paper I had. So anyway, there's the list. Yeah, the Ohanasaurus is 2 screens. It's not a 4-screen system. I don't have my show is not done in a format normally there where we have guests. My twice weekly podcast is a solo event, but we do monthly roundtables for the Tech Podcast Network, and then for this event as well, we do stuff. So James, what you and I think have talked before. Do you do a show, or are you just a listener, or?
No, I'm just a listener. I do voiceovers, but so I have my little home setup here. But no, I don't do a show currently, but
right.
I love listening to yours.
Let me go ahead and turn the talk shoe line back on, see if I can get people to. Actually, Kane wants to say something. Hang on a second here. Kane, go ahead. I've got you unmuted. Go ahead.
Hello, Todd.
Hey, Kane, you're a little bit loud, so pull the microphone away. Pull the microphone away just a little bit.
All right.
Wow, it's really choppy. I don't know how you're dialed in.
Okay, I'm using the shoe phone. I'll call back in using Skype.
All right, that'll work. Thanks so much, Kane. That was bad. Let me go ahead and actually unmute some other folks in here. And I had actually muted folks because we were getting some bad feedback. And we'll unmute everyone. And the line's open, everything on the talk shoe line. If you guys want to dial in there and participate, you can. I'll put the number up on the screen right now. So the talk shoe dial-in line is available for anyone that wants to dial in. So if you want to come in via that avenue, you can do so. So anyway, what have we got on the schedule? I'm waiting here for see who our next guest is that's scheduled to come in here at the bottom of the hour. Actually, it's supposed to be right now. Let me look and see who we've got on tap. Dun 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 dun. Huh. Okay. Well, let's go home here. And guys, I may have to have you drop off via Skype. The next folks that we have coming in is actually we're open lines for the next 30 minutes or so. So what was supposed to be only 30-minute open line time is turned into an hour. We're going to have someone here in the studio come in shortly for the 11 p.m. Eastern hour. Would be Bruce Fisher. He's a Hawaii podcaster. He's a vacation evangelist. It's always fun talking to Bruce when he gets in. He was having trouble getting out of downtown because they had a fire main or a water main break or something like that. But he'll actually be here in the office now, in with us. So, what can you Skype in? A Skype in name. I'll put that up. Hang on. There's the Skype name. So you'll have to add yourself as a contact here, and I'll add you on this side if you want to Skype in.
Hey, Todd, you got codes for the next couple hours?
Yeah, I got to find your email, and then and I'll actually get. You gonna send me a link or send me an email?
I'll send you another email with some more codes. I'm gonna drop off for a couple hours, and then I'll be back by 1 o'clock my shift. So
okay.
I'll be back. So, but I just need to get a couple things done here. So
yeah, that's no problem. So
okay,
send me that email. Be good.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So we might be getting close to the halfway mark.
Yeah, we're 30 minutes and we'll be 12 hours in. So, yeah, absolutely. It's, believe me, the second 12 is not as easy as the first 12 because we're getting feedback now. Let me see where that's coming from. Okay, I guess it's not bad. The feedback went away. Yeah, the second 12 hours is not as easy as the first 12. We've got a bunch of people on TalkShoe, and if you guys have any comments, feel free to say something in the TalkShoe account. The lines are open there.
Hello? Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, how are you?
One at a time. I guess whoever spoke last, go first.
I believe that's me. My name's Dylan.
Hey, Dylan, how are you?
I'm pretty good. How about you?
Good. Are you a listener of the show, or you just happen in because of the event?
I just happened in because of the event, although I will say I watched your 24-hour podcast last year for about 18 hours and enjoyed it very much.
Well, good. I'm glad that you're back with us this year, and it's turning out to be kind of an interesting show because we've added a couple of elements this time that we didn't last time, but it's definitely, so far it's been a fun ride. We had some great stuff early this morning. Did you see anything? Did you happen to see Rob Greenlee on or any of those folks on this morning?
No, unfortunately, I had actually completely forgotten this was going on today, and my apologies for that. But I just tuned in about 10 minutes ago, and I'll be watching for a while. But I just got here.
Well, thanks for coming, and again, we'll have the line will be open tonight. It's on the TalkShoe line, so people can come in and chat. We got a bunch of people that are going to be trying to come in via the Ahanosaurus now. So I see we've got 4 or 5 people. And at this time, you guys, when the lines are open, if you want to dial into the box, please do so. I think what we're going to do is try to open those lines up a little bit and get as many people through as we can. So here comes the Techie Geek is calling in. Who was next on the TalkShoe line?
Maybe that was me.
Yeah, go ahead.
Todd, this is Rick Savoya.
Hey, Rick.
Net. How you doing?
Hey, it's we're moving forward, and after the I guess what we'd call the influx and the massive rush of listeners from the Podcast Awards, we're back down to a manageable number of folks on Ustream. Ustream's not choking at least anymore.
Yeah, I was going to try to catch some of the Podcast Awards, and everything just cut out on me, so I really couldn't catch most of that. But I was able to get back in later on. I am streaming the 24-hour podcast marathon on my site as well, so my members are able to watch it as well, and hopefully some of them will be participating also. I just wanted to say, Todd, that I apologize I didn't get to you about participating this year, because I participated the last couple of years, and I couldn't commit myself just simply because my work schedule just didn't allow it to happen this year, and I didn't want to say, yeah, I could do this and then find out I couldn't. So I found myself available tonight, but, it was a last-minute thing, so I just happened to tune in and thought, well, I'll at least get to sit in for a while and watch.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming out, Rick, and hanging out, and I'm glad you're able to join us. Tell everyone a little bit about your show. Give them the 411 down. Cody Man, if you want to talk, you got to be dialed in and put the PIN number in that's on the system. I'll put that back up in the on the banner there on the stream, so you'll be able to see that. Go ahead, Rick.
Sure. Well, the Force Field is a podcast for and about IT service providers like computer businesses, field service technicians, solution providers, value-added resellers, independent contractors, and other IT professionals that kind of help them get into the business of running a tech business. Most technicians start off saying, hey, I'm a great tech. I can be in business for myself. And a lot of them, they're great techs, but they just never run a business. So when they get into it, they find out, hey, you know what, this is a whole different ball game. So they have a tougher time running a tech business. And what I do is I try to assist them by offering tips and tricks and news and reviews and talking with other professionals that are making it in the business and try to help educate everyone in how to start and run their own tech business.
Yeah. And we got a Super Drew Tube. If you want to call, man, just, all you got to do is dial into the line. What's going on with the audio here? Now, someone else is trying to call at the same time, so I think, we got two people on the Ohanasaurus. James, how are you?
Good.
And we got the Techie Geek up on top trying to initiate video. How are you doing?
Hey, Todd.
Hey, how are you?
Doing good. Enjoying the show. Been here on and off from the beginning. Missed a few hours today.
The mayhem was pretty crazy a little earlier with. Okay, we're going to add someone to the conference, and we're going to see if this actually works. Ryan, we've added you to this just because the Techie Geek hasn't got his video going. Welcome to the 24-Hour Podcast.
Hello.
Hello.
I just wanted to say you're doing a good thing, and I appreciate that.
Oh, thanks for the comment. I appreciate your comment. I really do. Hey, Kane, I know you're up on. I know you're back in. Go ahead. I know you were on the talk show line earlier. You wanted to say something. Go ahead.
Bye.
I guess, Kane, I don't know. We don't hear you. You're on. You show you mic, but I don't know what happened. So, this is the hours when things are going to get a little weird. We've had a kind of this typical audience of mine have been in, and now we've opened up the floodgates, which is good. I want everyone to come in and enjoy the show. And here in a few minutes, we're going to be switching over back to regular content. In about another 20 minutes, we'll have some people on and some scheduled content. But anyone that's on talk show, and you just go ahead and interrupt me. That's the best way to do this at this point because.
Hello.
Hey, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Dan. How you doing?
Dan, I'm doing fine. How are you?
Pretty good. I'm part of CLC Radio. We're using like a co-tweet from the UK little software. We're able to three of us are commenting on there. That's why it sounds like it looks like there's two or three people with questions and answers coming from CLC Radio in the stream there on the chat. So,
your audio's great, man. So,
yeah, no, it's just a small college internet casting station. But I just wanted to let you know that I just got the Droid and the Ustream player.
Right.
You sound and look great on that.
Oh, that's good. And I
was not joking. I had that up running for about 2 hours.
Yeah, I think they made us a featured show on the player at some point. So.
Oh, yeah, it did. Yeah, you were the second from the top.
Oh, that was nice. So
almost the whole time.
Yeah, very nice of them.
Yeah, and it's a good show. And I was just trying to help some people out there because you're going out at 700 whatever kilobits per second, and Ustream isn't. They usually give you like a code so that there can be multiple bit rates on the viewers.
Right.
And what's happening now is the only thing that's available is 700 kilobits per second. It's not dumbing down for people with slower connections.
I've never...
So anybody that can't get at least 500, that's why they're not seeing the video.
Well, I've never heard of them sending out codes like that. That's kind of...
It's just another port.
Oh, I see.
That you send your stream to.
Oh, I see. So you actually have to send to a separate stream. You have to actually have two up on.
Like when they help out like that with Laporte and those guys, it's like I think it's kind of like their watershed one of their watershed ports, which is usually a more expensive branded thing of Ustream, but they usually give it to people that do special shows like this.
Well, that's pretty cool. I think the actual the bandwidth I have available here, I really probably couldn't push 2 streams. In Hawaii, we're limited on our actual connections. What's available, even the best connection you can get, even for a business account here, is a meg up, and that's why I've got 3 separate connections. Basically running the Skype system. Basically watching the monitoring on another one and pushing on one stream completely. So
you're doing a good job.
Yeah, it's just so far. And Bob Computer, all you got to do is follow the instructions that are on the Skype into that number that's on the video screen there, and you can do that. So James, what have you got cooking with your show, man?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Well, I don't have a show right now. I'm thinking about doing one for voiceovers, maybe a little bit later on, but I just really haven't had the time.
So, are you doing many voiceovers for podcasters then?
Actually, yeah, quite a few. Quite a few podcasters, mostly Sirius XM. That's my main account, but yeah, there have been a lot of podcasters actually. I've actually had about 4 or 5 this week.
Oh, that's good.
Different podcasters. So. I try to give a special rate for podcasters because I know that the budgets are a little bit smaller. Sometimes guys or girls paying out of their own pocket. So, the rates definitely change for podcasters. So,
yeah, you're pushing a lot of bass tonight, and it's coming across that way as too. Hey, Ryan, what you're up on GNC Pod 1? I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep track of everybody that's on right now. So, do you do a show or? How are you doing tonight? I guess Ryan is not there.
Hey, this is Craig from Travel Inside Live, just checking in and saying hello.
Hey, are you up on TalkShoe, or are you on one of the Skype lines?
I'm up on TalkShoe.
Oh, okay. So what do you do what's your show about? I'm sorry.
I actually produce a travel show. Travel Inside Alive, which is a travel agent, also a travel consumer show monthly, and then I do another one called Household Tips and Tricks, kind of more like a low-key type thing to kind of get my chops wet. And I just happened to come across the awards, and we just got a little sidetracked, and unfortunately we weren't able to submit to the travel category this year, but hopefully next year we'll at least try to get nominated.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope you do, and we'll announce about 6 weeks out how long when we're going to start the nomination process, and got lots of adding people, having to reach around here and add people. And there's hey Brian, you're gonna have to turn your speaker down. Oh, that's a nice picture, Brian, the kitty picture.
Oh, is that Dave looking up to the monitor above there? That was kind of funny.
Oh my gosh! That is so. I know who this is, Brian. That is like so wrong, dude. We can't hear you yet.
Hold on a second.
Okay. Don't tell me you have a kitty on your. Oh, okay.
The white balance.
Oh, that's a fact. Oh my gosh. I don't get, Brian is our creative guy over at Raw Voice. He does great work. He's the design artist behind Blueberry.com and TechPodcast.com. So he does great stuff. But I think he must have been, I don't know who he was talking to, some kitty lovers society or something maybe. So
can you see me now?
Hang on. I didn't even know you're still on. Hang on. Where are you at?
I just called into the Skype. Leave it to me to make things interesting.
Yeah. I don't see you yet.
Let me hang up and try again.
Okay.
Thinking the cat maybe had his own account.
Oh man.
I had a voiceover question for Dave though.
Go ahead, Dan. He's listening.
Yeah, Yeah, Dave, do you do any stuff through prx.com?
Hello.
Hang on, Bob. We got another person on the call. Go ahead.
Hey, Dave, did you do any work with prx.com, the voiceover people one?
I don't think he hears you right now.
Oh, okay.
Talking to me?
Hello.
Yeah. Hey, there's Brian. You're dark, dude. Yeah, go ahead.
Of course I'm dark.
James, did you hear the question that was asked?
Oh, I thought he said Dave.
I did.
No,
I meant James.
Yeah, go ahead, James.
It was prx.com, the voiceover people. I was wondering if you did any work with them.
No, I don't do any. I don't do any work with them.
Okay.
Brian, have you been watching the gaggle tonight?
Sort of. I, like many others, were not able to get in during the podcast awards.
Yeah, the stream got slammed. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking, and at one point, the highest I saw was like 1,400 viewers, and it just sat there, and it was just spinning and spinning. I'm like, all right, I'll wait till after.
Yeah, I just it was too bad. We tried to give him a heads up, but it is what it is. Maybe next year, though. Maybe next year we'll be able to, get a little more bandwidth at the before the flood comes. So
Yeah,
Yeah, I had the same problem.
who always had the same problem getting in? Is just sit there and spun. Could you actually hear the audio, or was just no video?
No, I got nothing. Neither.
Wow. That's crazy.
And like I was chatting with Angelo, and I'm like, dude, I can't get in. And of course, he was blaming my computer. And I'm like, I've tried a couple browsers, it's just spinning, and other people in the chat room are saying the same thing. So, what can you do?
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, Todd, I was trying to catch you. This is Rick again.
Yeah.
And Firefox just crashed on me, just outright crashed.
Well, I've had that happen once
during that
today
one.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that happen too 3-4 times. Firefox crash. I tried Chrome, Safari. Nothing was getting us in.
Yeah, I'm running the stream right now on. Well, I'm actually not running it. It's being pushed by the TriCaster, but I've got the Ustream controller up so I can record the segments, and it's on Firefox for the second time. So hopefully it'll hold through the rest of the night. The next 12 hours and 10 minutes, and I'm going to be online. So. But Tabulator 32, I see you're up on TalkShoe. Welcome to the 24-hour podcast. He disappeared. Northern.
I shut the second window on TalkShoe because I was bleeding over.
Oh, okay. Welcome to the show. Are you one of our?
Hey, I had a quick question.
Sure.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was wondering if is there any way to see the ranking of the other podcasts in each category?
Yeah, in diligence to being nice, we don't release that, and it's just because what will happen is for example, a show is ranked number 2. The show goes, okay, we got the second most votes, and then if whoever's last, someone has to be last. It just kind of builds. Yeah, it just builds bad vibes, and we've just kind of made it a policy in the past to not do it. I will say this, to get into the list was very, very difficult in the first place, and to actually have made it all the way through the process, you can almost be guaranteed that your votes were a significant number. To compete with the other shows. There was very few categories where there was big deltas in between the winner and, let's say, the first 5 places. So, just as a matter of policy, we don't do it.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'm sure that I hope there'd be no animosity from anyone that is upset about being ranked number 9 or 10 because, like you said, it's quite an honor just to be nominated. But yeah, I would be interested maybe in the future if it's a consideration. I'd love to see the whole ranking
list
of everybody. I don't think it would offend anyone that was actually nominated for the show. I think it'd be great to show them all.
Brian.
It's kind of a 1 through 10.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Brian, you need to get a new keypad, man, because that thing. What do you have? Like an IBM Selectric keypad over there?
No, That's it. It's a standard keyboard.
So what do you
It's
do?
like a year old.
What do you do? Do you mash that thing with the 25-pound jaws or something? Because we're all listening to it, and you're.
All right, I'll you know what? I'll type. If I'm gonna type anything, I'll do it on my laptop, which is quiet.
Yeah, it's noisy, man. So I just have to bust your chops. I can bust Brian's chops. We're friends. So I keep hearing, you guys hear that bloop in the background? That's folks that are actually have added themselves to the contact list, and I'll probably have to go back and approve a bunch of people to be able to dial in. And hey, yeah, aloha, how are you?
Good.
We got our next guest has just walked in the studio. If you want to move that pole, you can move that thing down. And then before we get started with you, I'm going to have to reposition one of the cameras. Because,
Hey, Todd, real quick.
Yeah, Brian, go ahead.
Who's the guy below me?
This is James. He's He's a voice guy. Why don't you and him? You know, you're looking for anybody to do voice work, Brian. He's the guy.
I just wanted to make sure we could do some Brady Bunch before we left.
Some Brady Bunch, huh? Okay, that's funny. Yeah, you can use that one. Let me turn that headset on for you. Bruce, say hello to everyone on the show.
Aloha to all. How's everybody doing?
I think we're a little low. Do a sound check again for me.
Sound check 1, 2. Are you surviving, Todd? Are you still alive yet?
Yeah, still alive.
Yeah, it's not that late.
No,
it's like a regular day for you.
Yeah, we're only 12 hours into a normal work day.
Yeah,
It'll get fun in about 6 hours from now. Everyone, Bruce, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? I know you're not on camera yet because I'm going to have to move the camera, but why don't you tell everybody who you are?
Okay, my name is Bruce Fisher. I'm a Hawaii vacation evangelist. That's short for a travel agent. And I specialize, my company is hawaii-aloha.com. We specialize in bringing folks to the islands of Hawaii. And that's basically the short version. And we also have a website that's pretty different in that we make use of all of the technology, but at the same time we kind of humanize the experience for folks. So it's technology driven, it's all internet based. 99.9% of the people who visit our site come from the internet. I mean, 99.9% of our customers come from the internet, but they can't get away without speaking to a human being. So that's kind of the concept behind what we do. So we have 15 agents. All of our agents are located right here in Hawaii. You have to be either born or raised or lived here most of your life to work with us. And when you interact with us, you actually interact with the person who lives here. So it kind of makes your trip a lot better because you're actually going to talk to people who live here. And that's pretty much the nuts and bolts of it. Who's that guy there with the hat?
That's Brian, and what we're doing is we're getting a bunch of people calling in, and I thought I had this thing forced to go to voicemail when the other line was connected, and the oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to put everything as a way, folks. The dial-in lines are full right now, so please put your calling in on Skype on hold.
Oh, I thought you were just barring my face, Todd.
No,
I wasn't good enough looking.
And I'm gonna go ahead and the camera view. This view is not as good because we're on the backside of where all the lights were. Hey, Dodd, you may hold up, dude. We'll add you when we can. And I'm gonna have to change the settings here to start declining people automatically. So anyway, what's been happening, Bruce? You know, you come on every year.
I know.
And what's been happening with you?
Thank you for having me, first of all, and thank you for all you do. First of all, I've got a present for you.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. You got to see this thing.
Okay, you're gonna have to just give me a second so I can look at it when.
Yeah. Okay. But things have been going great, and the travel industry hasn't been the best year for the travel industry, but for us at our company, we've done pretty well. We've been able with the bag, with the present. Oh, okay. Hold on. My wife Yao Ling is here, of course, too. There you go. She's my partner in crime. And it hasn't been the easiest year for the travel industry, but for our company, we've been able to get through it pretty well. In that this year over last year, we're only 20% down, so it's really hasn't been too bad. I mean, comparatively, compared to other travel companies doing this.
Yeah.
You know, it's been some companies in the travel industry have seen 50% declines.
Right. I think I maybe figured this out. Let me see if this is gonna work, so that we can have everybody just hold off until we're.
So people are just calling in without.
Yeah, they're just ringing, and we got a full lines already.
So you have this new monster thing I know now.
Yeah.
For your Skype.
Yeah.
Is it a mini Godzilla or something?
It's a mini Skypesaurus, which we've named.
Skypesaurus, yeah, the Ohanasaurus.
Yeah, Ohanasaurus, which we've named Ohanasaurus because Ohana.
Right, beautiful name. I like that.
So have you got your lovely wife with you today?
Yeah, she's here. She's here. She's bringing in the present for you. Yeah.
Bringing it in sounds like, what are we rolling something in? Or for those of you that have been on the 24-hour podcast before, we've had Bruce on before.
Yes.
And we always like to bring in some folks from the local community to really kind of talk about what's happening in space and how they're using social media. And Bruce has been really a champion of that here. This thing is. It's really helped your business, hasn't it?
It has, especially the last year, and especially after coming aboard here last year. A lot has happened as a result of the podcast that we did.
Yeah.
And you made some suggestions here, which I actually took to heart.
Good.
Did.
Yeah.
One was, you told me to do my podcast live. You said
Right.
start doing the show live.
Yep.
And you said do it on Ustream.
Yep.
And why not? And so that's what I started doing because, and that really has been very, very, comparatively successful.
And
being that I'm in this space, it's not like a tech show.
Right.
We've talked about that. We've talked about how it's a real niche kind of thing.
Yeah, it is.
I've got your present here. You ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. So this is.
Oh, we're gonna put the screen. I'm gonna put it up on screen here.
Yeah, I can't see the monitor, so I don't know what kind of shot you have of me.
What is?
This is a humu nuku nuku apu aha.
Okay, just hold it down a little bit, and we'll zoom.
I can't see the camera.
We'll zoom the camera. Okay, I know you can't see the camera. Go a little bit to the left.
Okay.
My right.
You sound like my wife.
So what is that?
This is a humu nuku nuku apu aha.
Okay.
Now this is actually a coconut, obviously,
right.
that has been painted. Now it's really special because this was painted by a gentleman by the name of Tom Maziak, and he is an 89-year-old gentleman.
Right.
And he worked in the Hawaii Kai Marina for about 30 years.
Uh-huh.
Driving around. He would fish out the coconuts.
Right.
And then paint them. And
Very
turn them
cool.
into humu. And this is very special because this is one of the... because he's no longer with us.
Oh,
he just
really?
passed away. And so we only have like about 6 of these left.
Okay.
And... it's really, really cheesy because if you look at it, I give these to only, special people.
Right.
And I never put my logo on it or anything like that. It's cheesy looking at it. Look what he says on it. Is it, welcome, be part of the Aloha Coconut Club.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
If everybody sees that, only in Hawaii, folks.
Yeah.
It's a coconut. And you guys, can you see his face? And here's a side view, little fish. Oh, he is gonna get hung up here somewhere where everyone can see him.
Yeah.
And we got a weight up front. Does that help keep him balanced?
Right, but look how he stuck. He made that circle there and pasted it on. It's so low tech. It's like the lowest tech thing you can get. You see the little. It says the Aloha Club on it or something.
Right.
So I know you'd get a kick out of that.
So he fished these out of the ocean, paints them up.
Right.
Very, very. The Hawaii.
Right.
So what was the name of it?
It's a humu nuku nuku apuaha.
Huma.
Humu
Nuku.
apuaha.
Oh, you're gonna have to write that down. I'll
never
never
that's the state fish. That's the Hawaii state fish.
Okay.
Yeah.
You still. I'll find that out on the internet now.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Whenever you go to the Polynesian Cultural Center or go to a luau or anything here, they get people from the mainland to stand up and say that.
Right.
Because nobody can say it.
No one can say it.
Took me about 10 years to learn how to say it.
Well, it'll probably be 10 more years before I'll be able to learn to say it.
But enjoy it, and just remember it's from us because we don't put our logos and stuff like that on the thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So enjoy.
So
yeah, I was going to talk about a couple things.
Sure, go ahead.
Things. And there's a couple of some of the misconceptions people have about Hawaii. You want to talk about that?
You know something? That's actually a great thing. We have about 350 people watching the stream. I'm sure some of them have never been to Hawaii.
Right.
And some people are probably saying, "Why in the heck should I come over to Honolulu?" I've got one misconception that everyone thinks. They think it's expensive.
They think it's expensive to come to Hawaii?
Yeah.
Well, it is compared to other, destinations. It's a little bit more expensive.
Just a little bit more.
But it's
than
not as much as people think.
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah,
I agree. It's
yeah.
not. It's a very affordable destination. And for a family vacation, it's a perfectly reasonable amount of money.
Right.
I was talking to your wife. Before I came in here, you have a very friendly dog.
Of course.
Does he lick your feet too?
He's usually right underneath this table, but today he's a little freaked out. He's not coming in here.
I hope he wasn't licking your feet before he was licking my feet.
He hasn't today.
Okay.
But I think you have to be worried about what else he was licking.
You're going to get seconds if that happens.
Okay.
Just
Thanks.
So you know,
Thanks
I just
for
had
that.
to throw that in. Anyway, yeah, it's true though. It is a very affordable destination, and especially now, because we've had so many deals.
Yeah, some great deals.
Like right now, we got a deal where you can come to Hawaii, $289 round trip from the West Coast.
$289.
Yeah, airfare.
That's nuts.
Yeah, so that's pretty cheap.
From the $289 from the West Coast. Which carrier's doing that?
Well, Hawaiian has it,
right?
And United. They run these specials, and United, especially with a certain wholesaler that we use, has a contract where they own those seats, and sometimes they can't sell them out, so that you get these last-minute deals.
So $289 round trip?
Yeah. I know, isn't that crazy? I know. You have to get the right dates, though. It's never the dates you want to go.
Of course.
So it'll never work out with your schedule. But for some folks out there, contact me, and I will help you find those deals. Because that's what we do. Because a lot of folks get very surprised when
I'll never find that on the internet.
You'd have to look really deep. You would find it on the internet, in the interwebs. Yes, they have that.
Right.
Yeah, they do, but you got to know where to look. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You got to know where we're tuned into those deals. So that's where we come in handy. Contact us and just say, when's the cheapest time to come, which I'll cover that too.
Right.
But one of the misconceptions is that people confuse Oahu with the Big Island all the time.
Really?
I don't know if you ever noticed that. Yeah, they think Oahu is the main island, and then they hear of the Big Island, and they think the Big Island is Oahu. So that's misconception number one. Oahu is not the Big Island.
Right.
It's not. The Big Island is a separate island called Hawaii. You can see where this gets confusing, right, folks?
Yeah.
So,
and the Big Island is big.
It's big.
I put 3,000 miles on a rental car in 5 days.
I know.
You can't put 3,000 miles on a car in Oahu in 2 months.
No, you cannot. That's very true. In fact, that's what I tell people, Todd, is when they ask me, I said the Big Island is big.
Yeah.
It's a huge island. It's a giant rock. That's what it is. Even though there are, and the other misconception is there's no beaches on the Big Island, but there are. There's wonderful, beautiful beaches, and we can hook you up with. You can see a lot of water and a lot of beaches if that's what your goal is, and you're going to the Big Island. So that's another misconception, is that the Big Island is just a giant rock. It isn't. There's plenty of beauty there. There's waterfalls, and over on the Hilo side, there's just tons of stuff to do there on the water side.
Right.
The other,
how long does it take to fly from the West Coast out to Hawaii?
5 hours. Who was that? That sounded like some ghost kind of stuff.
See, we got everyone patched in. There's a bunch of people on TalkShoe.
Okay.
And we got a bunch of people on the Hanasaurus. So
it was like, whoa.
Oh, this is
God is speaking.
This thing has changed. This is like a major interactive event now.
Yeah, it has changed a lot. So it takes 5 hours. Are you coming?
Oh, I'll tell you what, I'd love to. Not this season, but maybe in the next year sometime. I went to Hawaii when I was in the Navy. Of course, I was on a ship, but it was amazing. It was truly amazing. I mean, we got to ride up on a volcano, riding these burros, and just saw some amazing stuff. We had a luau, and it was awesome. I'd love to go again.
Sounds like you did it all.
But we rode up on burros. What year was that?
Yeah, burro. I was going to say, I don't know if we have burros here anymore.
This was back like 1990.
Oh,
okay.
That's interesting.
So were you on the Big Island, or were you on Oahu? Do you even know? Which island were you on?
Oh, you know what? Wherever the Navy base, wherever the ships make port.
It would have been Oahu then.
Oahu, yeah.
There you go.
So you were in Hawaii. You were probably on the island of Oahu. Well, we'll have to get those burros back.
That's
Sounds
right.
like fun.
It does.
Okay, you know what another common misconception is? And we get this question, you're not going to believe it, but we get the question every day.
What is that?
Is Hawaii a state?
Oh, I got a story for that.
Yeah.
You're not going to believe this.
Yeah. Oh, I'll believe it.
I flew 128,000 miles last year. Okay, 62 segments on United. And I'm always getting upgrades, right? So this happened about 2 years ago. I'm in first class, sit down, get to chit-chatting. The lady says, where are you from? I said, I live in Hawaii. Oh, I'm visiting Hawaii for the first time. Great, congratulations. Where are you going to go on the islands? And she talked, and I gave her some suggestions. And so we're about halfway through the flight, and she taps me. I was asleep. She taps me on the shoulder. Excuse me, sir. Don't you get hate being called sir?
Yeah.
So anyway, I already told her my name. So she says to me, she goes, can I ask you a question? She goes, what kind of money do they use in Hawaii?
That's another one. That's on my list.
So, now I was a little bit mean, and you know what I said to her? I've told this story 100 times. We use yen. Japanese currency, about World War II, right? And how the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor, and
right.
Yeah. I said, yeah, we use yen.
Wow.
Oh, okay, thanks. I said nothing. Well, I took a little longer to get my bag. I had a bag that was actually stored in one of the storage sheds whatever you call them, one of those stand-up stalls in the back. And the stewardess finally got my stuff, and I get off the airplane, and I'm walking. She's like probably a half mile ahead of me because, you can walk through the concourse there to get, it's not a half mile, but it's, she's ahead of me. She stops at a money exchange window. That first one there on the right that all the tourists get hit on. And she's up there, and I can, I'm approaching, and I can see her talking.
Mm-hmm.
And I am about 20 feet away, and you see the expression change on her face.
Oh, my God.
And she turned and looks back down the aisleway, and she sees me, and she gives me stink eye like there's nobody's business. But I'm sorry. You're coming to the 50th state of the United States, and you're going to ask me.
I know. And, the thing is I have to be nice to these people. You know what I mean? I got to be nice to them. I got to explain to them that it is the 50th state. It's a look at a map. And
you're right, though. Miss Small Biz, you're right. They may switch to euro. That's next.
Yen. I can't believe you did that. I'd be pissed at you, too, though, if you did that to me.
I just, and I normally am nice, but
it
just tweaked me,
I wish, it kind of reminds me of like Larry David, on Curb Your Enthusiasm. You say things that, I would love to be able to say to that.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's
right.
Like, God, that is funny, though.
I used to work in a Barnes & Noble, and I had a lady come in one time asking for a little passbook so she could learn some Jamaican phrases because she's going to go to Jamaica, where they speak English.
Right.
Oh, I get it. Okay, excuse me. Drink.
Hey, could we, Bob Co-Computer says he's got a stories for us. James, could I get you to drop off of GNC Pod 2? And Bob says he's got a better story for us. We'll let him dial in. We'll be up later. You can come back in. Thanks, James. So what's the other misconception?
Oh, there's lots of misconceptions. Hawaii does it have its own currency? It's actually a common question. It's a common misconception that's on here. There's a common misconception that there are bridges that connect the islands.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob, call on GNC Pod 2, not on Pod 1.
Yeah, I actually have people that believe it's like the Florida Keys or something. And
right.
People can connect by driving to the different islands. And then, for a while we had a super ferry, and when that super ferry was here, that created a lot of confusion because people thought the super ferry went to all the islands. It actually only was going from Oahu to Maui, but people thought it was, and even to this day, people still think that there is, of course, a ferry. The only way to get to the various islands is to fly, and there's really no other way. You could probably get a boat, charter a boat or something, but there's no official boats that go around except for the 7-day sail on the Pride of America, which is a huge ship, and you can go to
Test 1 2
for the islands.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yep, we can hear you. So, hey, you know what? One thing that
oops. Okay, I would.
It's all right. One thing that my grandfather asked me, and he's in his 80s, on my dad's side, he asked me, says, as soon as they build a bridge out there, I'll come out to Hawaii. So, he wouldn't fly, you know?
Yeah. Well, I guess there's a lot of folks that would, it's kind of a good idea. I wish it was. In a lot of ways, I wish it was connected.
Yeah. So what's one of the other misconceptions?
Another misconception is that every time you come to Hawaii, you automatically get a free leg reading.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people think that.
A lot of people think that for some reason. And, these are ones that we actually, compiled the list coming from our agents and ones that people tell us a lot. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah, we're getting a bunch of people here calling in. Hang on.
Sure.
And I need to tell these guys that they can't call in on that line. Everyone's trying to call me on my personal number, and I hear there's a lot of discussion going on in the background. So
yeah, well, I'd love to hear people's ideas too, and any ones I'm missing from people who are from Hawaii and any of our agents who are listening. I know we told them we're going to be on the show. If if I'm missing any of them, please give me a call.
Okay. Bobby, you had a story. What was your story? Are you still here?
Oh, it's actually not one of my own. It's one I heard. This guy's flying on a plane, and he goes up to the luggage office and says, "Yo, you lost my luggage." And the flight attendant looks right in the eye and says, "Has your plane landed yet?"
Okay. All right. So what's some other misconceptions, Bruce?
I'm running out of misconceptions here. Another one.
Can I have a gong show? Should I have a gong here? Gong!
It's kind of late over on the mainland, so maybe that's something to do with this. But this you could say, is it a misconception? Is it a truth or not a truth? Is there a lava curse? Have you heard about the lava curse?
I haven't heard about a lava curse.
Yeah, there's the lava curse. This is the idea that if you take anything from the islands, like you take a lava rock or sand or anything, and you take it back to the mainland, you will somehow be cursed. Now, this is sort of goes into the religion aspect of it, and it also goes into the the whole Hawaiian thing.
Right.
So
right.
You gotta.
You can thank the Brady Bunch for that.
Yeah. You could. You might. But it's a serious topic. In fact, on our blog, it is the single largest thread we have going.
Are you serious?
I swear to God, there's hundreds of comments. And people we've had to post addresses where people can send their stuff. And we've actually gotten lava rocks sent to our office.
They send stuff back?
Yeah, they send stuff back. Yeah.
Because they think they're
cursed. That might explain the last 20 years of my life.
How much? Oh, no. You don't have sand or something. Seriously, you better send it back.
But there is no curse.
Well, you know what? I'm not going to go there because,
I bet you, though, we get some local Hawaiians in here. They may just say there's a curse because they don't want people coming to Hawaii.
You might make that argument. But I'm really not going to go there because, I don't want to mess around with that one.
Yeah.
Because, there could be a curse. I mean, who do we say
So you just say you don't know?
I just say you have to make that decision on your own. Like if you want to send us the rock, send us the rock back. I'll put it back for you.
Right.
Now there's an official address that you can send the rocks or anything back directly to Volcano. Now I've had local.
Hang on just a second. We're getting some feedback from someone. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've had locals. I've really explored this topic seriously, and there have been folks that have told me that you can sacrifice something. So, if you leave something, then you can take something. So, if you leave a penny,
right,
you can go ahead and take a rock. So the penny can be bribed in a way.
Oh,
so
I see.
You can leave something, and then you can take something. There's lots of theories about that, Todd. It's serious.
Wow.
Serious stuff.
Hey, you know what? We're officially halfway over.
Okay.
Yeah, we're officially 12 hours and 16 minutes into the 24-hour podcast.
Congratulations.
Yeah, well, we'll see how I feel in 6 more hours.
Well, with all this technology now, oh, God, I know. I was thinking now, I was kind of thinking on the way over, well, now Todd could probably just pre-tape stuff and, play it in the middle of the...
And then when tonight I've goofed up a couple of times and didn't record something to Ustream, so I've got it all saved on the TriCaster. So I'll just go back later and push it to Ustream, and all the segments will be up.
Right, if you really passed out or something, you could just hit the panic button and you go on autopilot around here. This studio's amazing, Todd.
It's
that's
changed,
the reason
hasn't it?
why I wanted to come out here, because each time
it's growing. It's grown to its as much as it's going to take before we move to the garage.
In fact, I was talking to somebody yesterday about you. I was talking to Vernon about you, and he remembers well over a year ago that you had a designer come out here and check out.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, well, it probably costs too much money.
I don't know if I want to give it up because the kids use it. See.
I see.
And if I take it, it's gonna. If I want to sell this house ever, I can't make it a permanent structure. Unless I go through the full permitting process and go through the association change and all that stuff. So
yeah, I'm going through that now. I have to get a variance
to
do a little thing on my house.
People love an office in a garage, but this will actually be a studio. The garage door would never open again. Yeah, see, that's the ucky thing.
Yeah.
So what else you got on that list?
Okay, that's it for this list, but I got another list.
Oh, boy.
I got a list of things that people tell us that are just so crazy, I can't believe it.
You know what I can start doing? I can actually start taking down. It's dark out now, isn't it here? Oh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can take
so
down.
I'll
take them down. You go ahead and keep talking, and then I'll take down a drapery for a second here. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, there's not only just misconceptions, but sometimes as a travel agent, we can't really vent, very much because, we got to be nice to everybody. When somebody says something to us, we have to be very nice. So I thought, maybe I could kick some of the things, some like little pet peeves that I have as a travel agent and somebody being in this business of things that people say to us or, comment to us that irk me. And these are just random thoughts that I had written down. One time, a guy came into Hawaii and got his rental car. It happened to be a Jeep. And he gets into this car and he calls me up on the phone and he starts yelling at me that he can't find the air conditioning button in his car. Okay? So I just thought that was really odd. I mean, he expects me to tell him where the air conditioning button is on the car. And I mean, I'm willing to help people, but that's kind of a dumb question when you agree. I mean, couldn't you figure out where the air conditioner button is on your car? So I actually, explained to him he's in a Jeep and it's over on the right-hand side somewhere. He thought there was no air conditioning. That's what he was thinking. He didn't have any air conditioning. So, and then he asks me, the same guy asks me to please call up American Express to get his points credited to his account for that rental car.
We'll get a little airflow now.
Yeah, that's nice. Oh,
it is nice.
I was wondering about that.
It's been killing me because I had to have that shut down. What I did, folks, is the studio is an old bedroom.
Yeah.
And it's got a sliding glass door, lots of windows, and no breeze because I had to block it off today. Mm-hmm. So it's going to cool down in here considerably now.
Yeah. Good. I know it's going to drop a couple because it's cool up here actually. For Hawaii, it's very cool up. This is nice. Like one of the cooler places.
Yep.
So I don't know if you got that, but some guy called me up.
Yeah, I heard you talking about it.
I mean, isn't that crazy? Am I being intolerant not to get a little pissed off when somebody?
Oh, you're a travel agent, so you made your tickets, so you owe your life to them for a profit of $16.95 you made on their airline ticket.
I know. I mean, nothing on there. I mean, And then he, you know how points work.
Yeah.
Only the person with the points can call about their points.
Right.
I can't call as the travel agent about points, but he's doing that, So I did everything I could to be
cool.
Nice. Yeah, to be nice. Another thing, a common thing we get is that people call us and complain about how the room smells.
How the room smells.
Yeah, a woman called me.
I would call and complain.
Yeah.
If you recommended a hotel, and I got to the hotel and it stunk.
Yeah.
I'd call the hotel.
Right.
And I would let you know later.
Well, I would want you to call me if there was a problem like that. I don't necessarily mind, but it's it's kind of like when you can't think of anything else to complain about, it's a common thing. I mean, and not all these hotel rooms stink. Like, somebody just called me the other day.
Yeah.
And they were on the Big Island.
Yeah.
And she left a 2.5-minute message about how it smelled in the room and her she has asthma and this and that and all these other things. And then, how somebody leaves a really long voicemail message and then at the end of the message, she leaves her telephone number so quick you can't hear the. So you got to rewind the message a little because So anyway, but that was one thing that got me upset. But she was on the Big Island, and what she was saying that every single room in the hotel would smell. the reason it smelled, Todd, was because they had VOG on the Big Island. It smelled everywhere on the Big Island.
Yeah.
And I was trying to explain that
You
to
have
her.
to explain to people what VOG is. There's 350 people listening who have no idea what VOG
okay.
is.
VOG is, it's spelled VOG, standing for volcanic. So instead of fog, normal condensation, it comes from the smoke from the volcano. So it's called VOG.
Yeah.
What does the O stand for in fog?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they call it VOG.
Hey, just let me interrupt you here real quick, Bruce. Yeah. Just let everyone know. Some people are asking questions. This is a 24-hour podcast. We held the podcast awards in conjunction with the 24-hour podcast. We're going to be online now for another 11 hours and 38 minutes till we finish up the 24-hour show. It's a charity event to raise money for Ronald McDonald House Charities. You can find Ronald McDonald House Charities at RMHC. We have a PayPal link over at Geek News Central where you can actually donate if you feel like doing so to Ronald McDonald Houses. Your donations are appreciated. 100% of it will go back to Ronald McDonald House. But if you're looking for the podcast award winners, they've been posted over on podcastconnect.com. We're waiting for the webmaster to update the podcast awards website with the winners. We'll get that information up there as soon as we can. So go ahead, Bruce.
Okay. Yeah, it's a great cause, too. And
yeah, thanks.
Thank you very much for doing this and just the whole thing with your dad and everything. And, it's a heartbreaking story, and I'm glad you're doing it. And, so what we're talking about, so some of these little pet peeves for travel agents. I'm venting.
Right.
Now, anybody wants to jump in here, if you feel like I'm being too much, that's what I'm wanting feedback. Do you think I'm being too harsh?
I don't think so this far.
But, okay. Woman calls me up, wants to book a trip to Hawaii, but she says, I want to come to Hawaii, but I'm not into water sports. I don't really like to go in the outdoors, and I don't really like to do much in the way of hiking.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Super Drew Tube, we see you in the system. I'm trying to figure out how to ban you. Stop, please, doing that. It's not needed in the chat room. I'm not going to call you if you keep doing like that. That's ridiculous. I don't see you in the user list, so I don't know how you're actually posting messages in the chat. But it's very annoying. We're in the middle of something, and
get a life.
And stop. Come on.
Yeah, get a life. You're good at scolding people. I like that. I like the way you scold people. I
don't want to be an ass, but
But no, you're good at it.
Yeah, Drew, we'll get you on. Don't worry. Don't worry. We'll have time. We're here for another 11 hours.
And I'd like the feedback because my show, I don't have 100 people. If I got 40 people watching, I'm having a big show.
So what else you got on that little list there?
So that's what about the one I just did? This guy here, this woman here says she wants to book a trip to Hawaii, but she doesn't like water sports. She doesn't like the outdoors, and she doesn't like hiking. Well, that's what Hawaii is all about.
Yeah.
And she wants me to come up with a whole plan for her. So I said, well, maybe you should just go to the planetarium or something. We should send her to the Bishop Museum. What am I going to do with somebody like that? If you're going to come to Hawaii, plan on doing some water sports and being outside, okay?
Yeah, go to the beach.
But the other kicker was that her husband likes to do all those things.
Well, then she can stay in the hotel room and go to the spa.
Yeah. It's just, that kind of stuff. The other thing is I just think, and I don't know if you're going to find this true in general for traveling, but I think that when people travel, there's a veil of anonymity that comes over them.
Mm-hmm.
And that otherwise very nice, well-thinking, polite people become less polite and more arrogant just because they're on vacation.
Right.
And I just notice it with people because I'll talk to them on the phone, and then when they get there, they have it's like an alter ego comes out when they start traveling.
Right.
And do you think that's true? Do you think that people feel more entitled when you go on a vacation or you go somewhere? You feel like you're supposed to be more entitled, and therefore you're not as courteous as you normally would be?
I expect a certain amount of service for my money.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm staying in a hotel and something's wrong with the hotel, I spend 90 days a year in a hotel.
Right.
So there's a certain, if I come in the room, it's clean, nothing's going on in the bathroom, I don't complain.
Right, and if you do complain and they fix it, you're okay with it, right? You don't get all freaked out, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I
had a big problem with Hilton Hawaiian Village recently.
Well, I don't like that hotel.
And I had complained to them in the hotel. And I'm a diamond with them. That means I stay over 60 days a year with Hilton. Mm-hmm. So when I left, I complained. And the manager kind of gave me this half answer. He really wasn't. I came home, blogged about it.
Right.
The corporate called me. And because, a blog post is pretty strong. And I had spoken to them already. And I expressed my issues. And it's still up online. I didn't take the post down.
Yeah.
But hopefully they clean their act up.
It's funny you mentioned that, Shane, because I'm a travel agent. I got to be careful what I say too.
Yeah.
But the Hilton Hawaiian Village, was bought out by Blackstone, which was a very large corporation.
Right.
And they started to run the hotel like a spreadsheet. They're not running it like a hotel. It's like a hotelier. You know what I mean?
It's not like a normal Hilton.
Right. That's because the big corporation has come in and they run it like a spreadsheet. And as a result, like for instance, 2 of the best restaurants there were closed down just to balance the sheet. Not necessarily the restaurant really wasn't not doing well. It's just they had to come up with a way to make the numbers crunch the right way. And that hurts business because people expect those restaurants, like the Dragon Restaurant, which was a very popular restaurant with people from Japan and others that come into Hawaii. They expect to see their favorite restaurant when they come to the hotel. Gone for no reason.
Yeah.
And I think that's just a big problem in general. And and I understand that, and I do agree that especially if they're using a service like us, we are going to step up and we're going to go the extra mile, and that's why I want people to use us, because if something does happen, and I hope I'm not coming off a little too harsh today.
Yeah.
Because we really do deal with this stuff every single day. We're on 24/7. People like today. A plane was late, 28 people stuck. We had to jump in. And for 2 hours, I was at the hotel troubleshooting, trying to help, make sure that these, because they're running the marathon tomorrow and their plane was in late. You know? And they didn't even have their numbers,
Yeah.
So.
Hey, we've got about 2 minutes before we're going to wrap up. Why don't you give everyone your locale and all that stuff?
Okay, we're located on the interwebs at www.hawaii-aloha.com.
Yep.
And you can also reach us at 1-800-843-8771. We do the podcast, we do the live cast, we do videos, and we even get to talk about all the fun video stuff that's been happening with me. And do all of that. You can find all of that on our website. And it's a small bit. We're a small business that's actually using the tools to make things happen for us.
Right. Just hang out. We'll see if our next guest shows up.
Okay.
And we've had a lot of people tonight. We're especially expecting the Game On podcast to be up next. We're going to talk a little bit about sports and the topics of the day. Normally we don't talk about sports on this show, but these guys got some interesting things going on. And if the Game On podcast is in the house, why don't you guys call into GNC Pod 2 is the number I want you guys to call into. But I'm going to do a reset on audio here. Hey, Matthew.
Hello.
Hi, this is Todd. Is this from the Game On?
This is Melissa.
Hi.
This is Melissa from the Game On podcast. How are you? I know Erica's trying to call in right now.
Okay, hang on. Hey, Brian, I need to have you bounce off GNC Pod 1 at this time, if you can.
No worries.
All right.
No worries.
Okay, thanks. Give me a second, Melissa, and let me get things reset here on the system.
All right, sounds good, Todd. Thanks.